As income inequality soars, the super-rich are nervous and planning their escape. Davos, Switzerland, where the world's super-rich and the politicians they own meet every year to discuss how they can hang on to their wealth. They arrive in their insanely expensive private jets, have million-dollar limos waiting for them on the tarmac, and this year have more security guards than usual also waiting for them to make sure they get to their swanky hotels safe and sound. The super-rich this year are nervous. So nervous that they're buying secret hideaways with landing strips and helipads in remote New Zealand countrysides where they can escape to if the people rise up. That's right. They're afraid the exploited citizens have had enough of their greed and will actually rise up. For the super-rich, it all boils down to money. They own as much wealth as the world's poorest 3.5 billion people. Sounds like a whole lot, but they still want more. And they know this isn't going down too well with the rest of the working world. Everywhere they turn, they hear talk of escalating income inequality and how this is causing the rest of the world to suffer. They've also been called out on this by Occupy, numerous European protest groups, and even President Obama. They even admit they've gotten rich at the expense of the people who are suffering, which doesn't daunt them one bit, since their morality is determined only by what it takes for them to get richer. Sure, they realize they have a choice. They could give their politicians a little slack, allow them to charge higher corporate taxes, or even pay their workers a decent wage. But they won't, since they'd lose money on the deal. Instead, they've chosen to keep their politicians in tow. And if and when the people rise up, well, they'll just head off to their expensive hidey holes, as they call them, and wait for things to cool down. If they don't, it's no big deal. Their wealth is in the trillions of dollars, so they won't suffer any. This is taking place today, as we speak. Who are these guys? We know them as the 1%. There are 86 such super-rich people in Canada, and they own as much wealth as the country's less fortunate 11.4 million, according to a recent report by the CCPA. They also have enough money to purchase, for example, all of New Brunswick, with billions to spare. All the cars, all the houses, all the land, all the stocks, all the bonds, everything, the report went on to say. Why is this important? It's important because their wealth allows them to control the political process and, in turn, our human rights. They do this by controlling the media. Canada has the highest corporate concentrated media in all of the G8 countries. And they own our politicians, which they use to keep corporate tax rates outrageously low at the expense of the many. The less they pay in corporate taxes, the more our social programs are gutted. Over time, there's less money for everything, from road repairs to social housing to healthcare. Will there be an uprising? It certainly doesn't look like it, certainly not here in Canada, where we seem to have taken a wait-and-see attitude, hoping those we elect will make things better. But one thing's for certain, the whole thing is rigged. John Conway from the documentary Poor No More put it this way.
Every democratic gain that we have ever made has been made by us, the common people, organizing and taking it from the powerful. They have never given it to us freely and openly.